Okay, so in this section I'm going to be going into the creation and editing of materials for UI in quite a bit of detail. So you can either skip past this if you just want to deal with the widget stuff, or if you want to go into more detail of how materials are built in the editor, stick with this one. So I've already built up the material we're going to use for our slider bar, and it looks something like this. Now, the node graph looks a bit complicated to begin with, but I'm going to talk through what each of our inputs does, what our parameters do, and how that produces our output. So to begin with, I'm going to give you this one, which is the important one, in that it drives the changing colours of our bar. So this is its value down here, and if we wanted to change it so that our bar was 10% filled, see, I change this value and the material updates appropriately. And this is the center of how this shader works. So I'm just going to go on back and set that to 0.6 just now. It doesn't really matter what it's set to in this preview, because we're going to be using some code logic later on to drive it. So this one here, you can tell it's a parameter because it's marked here param, and this means it's something that when we make a material instance, we can change this value at runtime, and that's what's going to allow us to sort of animate the fill of this back and forth. Then you can see we've got two color parameters, which again are fairly self-explanatory in that we've got fill color and background color. And we can change these to whatever shades we might want, like so. And also, because I've set our material type, and this is the output of our material here, because I've set it to translucent, if I change the alpha value of one of these colors, the shading on the final output will change appropriately. For now, I'm just going to make it solid and go with this nice pink and blue preview color. So, the core of how this shader works is a mathematical function called generated band. And simply put, it takes our numeric inputs here, including this boolean which tells us whether we want to render a horizontal or vertical bar, and generates a band that fills this percentage here that we've given it of the square that is outputted as a material. All of these multiplication and addition nodes here are us multiplying our fill colors against the shaded areas, and then doing the same with the opacity of our fill colors to produce the final opacity of our image. This image is then going to be rendered as our material onto our slider bar.